isn't it just a battle of egos? And we know history has told us that Cristiano Ronaldo is very much the king of that. And that, not necessarily a derogatory thing, that's what's made him so good. That drive that he's continued to show year in, year out. You can imagine Bruno Fernandes going, oh, shall I take this on? Him going, no.
I mean, who say that he's a king? There's every player that score more than 25 free kicks say that they are the best. Numbers don't lie. Numbers doesn't lie, never. And for sure, Cristiano is a guy that can score a lot on the free kick. He's going through a period that is really tough. So that's why I'm supporting Jurgen and say, okay, let's sit down and talk about that. Maybe we can do one-on-one in some specific moment. Also, you have this problem with, we had Pjanic before, in the years before, that was the best scorer on the free kick in all the Serie A. So they have to talk about that. Now you have Dybala, for example. So you need to discuss with the people that are good in that. Not somebody random, of course, but somebody that have some kind of numbers that can say, okay, listen, I score 20, so let's discuss about that. I believe that.
Frank?
Yeah, I read an article about Ronaldo and the fact that he's missing free kicks, but the third goalkeeper of Juventus, I think it's Carlos Pinsoglio, just said that every time that he's training on free kicks, after every training session, every shot that he makes is in goal, and it's a goal every time. So he said he's full of confidence. So he believes that he can do it when he's in the game, and there is no lack of confidence in Ronaldo's game, and it's why he thinks he can score. So it's hard to say, okay, I'm going to give the ball to somebody else to shoot. That's the main problem. He's extreme. It's how he became maybe the GOAT of football. It's just because he believes that he can score every time he has the ball in his feet. So I just have an advice for him. Frankie says relax.
I don't think that's a copyright. Frank, I'm just intrigued. Like, for example, that France side, full of so much experience that you played in, Zidane be the one taking most of the free kicks. If he went through a slump like this, what role would his teammates have in helping decide whether or not he would continue?
Well, there is the leader. So let's say Zidane was the number one, but Yuri Djorkaeff could have been the number two, and there would have been somebody else. Maybe Laurent Blanc could have been the number three. So I guess the captain, Didier Deschamps, would have come in the middle of the park and say, okay, guys, what do you want to do? Don't start fighting. You know, we have cameras, we have fans, so you be diplomatic and try to find a deal. It's what happened to me when I was at Chelsea, and just after Gianfranco Zola signed for Chelsea. And you know that you had to let him go because he's a real specialist. So it's a discussion, as Alessandro said, maybe not even with the coach, but between the players. And sometimes, you know, the captain maybe has to say, you know what, Zizou, last time you missed, the one before you missed, so maybe leave a room for Yuri. And that may be a possibility. Is it possible with Ronaldo? I don't know. I'm not sure.
And Jurgen, this fascinates me, the whole thing of letting
can
players...
Can I say something, Dan?
Yeah, of course, Ali.
It's not possible because Ronaldo is the captain of the team. So he's not bringing me himself talking about that. You know?
Yeah, that's another problem.
Sorry, the thing for me here, Dan, is I don't think we'll ever see Ronaldo not take the free kicks for Portugal.
Right.
Because on the one hand, despite what the numbers say, for Ronaldo to concede those free kicks, he has to basically admit that he's second best at something. And Cristiano Ronaldo will never, while he's still putting on a pair of football boots, accept that he's second best at anything. So just from a pure personality point, he's not going to concede that to Fernando Santos or anybody else. On the other side, as one of the Portuguese players or one of the Juventus players, even as you look at his numbers, as poor as they are, the trade-off for you is, do you let him take the free kick and have Ronaldo at his best self for the other 89 minutes and 45 seconds? Or do you say to him, I'm taking this free kick, and have him sulk from then till the end of the game? And the trade-off is, let him have the free kick. We want him at his best for the remainder of the game. So ultimately, nothing's going to change.
But, Jurgen, aren't we talking about Ronaldo as if he's a spoilt child? This is someone who wants to win trophies, and him not taking free kicks shouldn't then lead to him sulking in the corner.
Well, I think, Ronaldo is Ronaldo, and we're talking about one of the best in the world since the last, in the last 15 years. But nobody is perfect, and now in this case, he's not perfect with the execution of his free kicks. But I think Shaka is totally right. I want to get the best Ronaldo possible on the field. And if I'm the national team coach or if I'm the coach of Juventus Turin. So I will do everything to maximize him up to the 100%, and if it's only 95%, I make sure these 95% are fine. So if it's good for his confidence, for his overall mood, for his energy, that he's just taking those free kicks still, even if maybe Bruno Fernandes in the national team maybe here and there is better, I still let him do that. So I mean, as a coach, as a manager, one of your main challenges is how do I get the maximum out of my players, every single individual players, and you have 11 on the field and you have 10 on the bench, and you got to stimulate them, you got to inspire them, and you got to make them happy and being really confident going into the game. So I would do, obviously, based on what he did over the last 15 years and who he is and how hard he still works. I mean, as Frank said, rightfully so, he's out there every day. He's training those free kicks still every day, and he scores most of them then in a training session. So right now it's just an issue of focus, maybe concentration, but whatever is the issue, only he knows probably. But I would just support him as much as I can. And take the fact that maybe, instead of the 100%, I get 97, but I'd rather get the 97% instead of kind of getting him down to 80 or 70%.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week, subscribe to ESPN+.